Paper 2. Question number 1, scattergraph. Write down the height and waist measurement of the tallest of the 12 people. Well, height is measured on the y-axis, so the tallest person is 180 centimetres tall, and their waist is 100 centimetres. Write down the type of correlation shown by the scattergraph. The points are all in an upward trend, so that will give us a positive correlation. Draw by eye a line of best fit on the scatter diagram. So using a ruler and a pencil, I am going to position my ruler so that it is going through as many of the points as I can with an even spread of them above and below. Common misconception with drawing a line of best fit is that it has to go through 0, 0. That is not the case. Estimate the height of another member of the darts club with a waist measurement of 90 centimetres. So if they have a waist measurement of 90 centimetres, I will use my line of best fit to estimate what height I believe that person would be, and that would be 165, 166, 167 centimetres tall. Question number 2. Write down the output when the input is n. If n goes into this formula, the first thing I'm going to have to do is add 7, which will give me n plus 7. I then need to multiply this by 5. Most common misconception here and problem we have is that people just write n plus 7 times 5 or 5n plus 7. The whole n plus 7 has to be multiplied by 5. It is acceptable to then expand that to 5n plus 35, but not necessary. Find the nth term of the sequence 1, 7, 13, 19, 25. The numbers are going up in 6s, so it must be 6n. And then how do I get from 6 to 1? I subtract 5, so my nth term is 6n minus 5. The nth term of a sequence is n squared plus 6. Find the value of the 15th term. If I want the 15th term, that means n must be 15, so this is 15 squared plus 6, which equals 231. Remember, there is a calculator allowed for this paper. Question number 3. Calculate the value of x. I need to recognise in this question that the 4 angles inside any quadrilateral add up to 360, so I know that 132 plus 3x plus 60 plus x equal 360 altogether. I then have 192 plus 4x equals 360, so if I take the 192 over, I find that 4x equals 360 subtract 192, so I'm left with 4x equals 168. So to find just x, I just divide 168 by 4, which will give me the answer of 42 degrees for x. Question number 4, very common question on the calculator paper. Estimate the mean of a set of data. I need to add an extra column on here, which is going to be the midpoint of each of these sets of data. Between 34 and 36, the midpoint will be 35. 37 and 39, 38, 41 and 44. I need an additional column where I'm going to times the midpoints by the frequencies. Now, as I have not much space down here, I'm going to write this column down here. So the midpoint times by the frequency. So 4 times 35 is 140. 38 times 12, 456. 3 times 41, 123. And 144 is 44. I need to work out the total of that column. 140 plus 123 plus 456 plus 44. The total of that column is 763. And I need to subtract that by the total of the frequency, which I can find by either adding up or the fact that it tells me 20 people. So my estimated mean is 763 divided by 20, which gives me a total of 38.15. Make sure you check to make sure you are correct. 38.15 is within the numbers given here, and it's understandable that the mean is probably going to be in this group since it is the most popular and more women have the smaller sizes. What is the modal group? Modal just means which group has the most people in. the group 37 to 39 is the most popular, so the solution to this is 37 to 39. Common mistake is to write the 12 down and not the actual group. On the graphic below, draw a group frequency polygon to show the distribution of the sizes of trainers. In order to do that, I need to use the table of data that I was originally given, and I am going to have to plot the midpoints against the frequencies. The sizes have been given for us, so frequency needs to go up the side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full sets of 10, so it's acceptable with the highest frequency of 12 to go up in steps of 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12, and we need to label this as frequency, and then we can plot the midpoints against the frequency. Midpoint of 35 against 4, so 35 will be here and 4 is there. 38 against 12, 41 against 3, and finally 44 against 1. With a frequency polygon, we are required to join the points up. We again do not need to go through 0, 0. We can just join up the points one at a time that we were given to plot. Part D. A shop decides to stock 600 pairs of women's trainers in the same proportion as the results of the survey. Complete the stock form below. So here are the results of the survey, and we need to use proportion to work out how many pairs of each size are required in the new 600 set of stock. The way we're going to do this is we're going to look at this table here. So for every 20 pairs of shoes, 4 need to be size 34 to 36. So we need to work out in 600 how many sets of 20 shoes will there be, and that will give us 30. So we need 30 lots of each of these size to add up to the full 600. So 30 lots of size 34 to 36 will be 30 times 4. That gives us 120. Then we're going to do 30 times 12, which will give us 360. 30 times 3 give us 90, and obviously 30 times 1 will just be 30. Those numbers will add up then to 600, which is what we required. Question number 5, shaded regions. 2 of these 3 regions are quite straightforward because they will just be straight lines, so I'm going to address those 2 first. If y always has to be greater or equal to -2, we are going to draw a line across at -2, because what we are saying is that every value above that line will always have a y value of more than -2. So I'm going to just put a quick arrow there so that I know I want the point above that line. Then I'm going to address the one below that, and we're going to look at x has to be less than or equal to 3. So again, any value, if I draw a line up here, every value on this side of the line will have an x value of less than 3. If I pick any point here, I will always have an x value of less than 3. To draw the top one, we need to use a quick table of values, and we need to draw the line y equals x plus 1. So we need a couple of x values and the corresponding y values in order to plot this. So if I choose x to be 0, 0 plus 1, y will be 1. If I choose x to be 1, 1 plus 1, y will be 2. As this is going to be a straight line, 2 points are sufficient. So at 0 it's 1, and at 1 it's 2. I then join this line up, and I need to work out whether I want points below that line or above. To do so, I'm going to pick a point underneath the line. This is the point 2, 1. So if I put these points into this equation, is it true or is it false? So x is 2, 2 plus 1 is bigger than the value of y, which is 1, which means that point is true, so I want the points underneath. That gives me the region that I want to be the triangle formed in between those 3 lines.